and this is my presentation titled Conditional Power, How the Zhou Used Heaven to Rule. Let's start with who the Zhou were. The Zhou dynasty ruled China from around 1046 to 256 BCE. They took over after defeating the Shang dynasty and setting up their kingdom near the Yellow River, shown here in the picture. But the real legacy was how they justified their rule. They introduced the mandate of heaven, an idea that power wasn't just conquest, it was about being morally chosen. So what is this mandate of heaven that was so vital to this dynasty? The mandate of heaven was the belief that heaven gave rulers the right to lead, but only if they ruled justly. If they failed the people, heaven would withdraw its support. Signs like disasters or rebellion were seen as proof that a ruler had lost that favor. It gave people a reason to follow good leaders and reject bad ones. The Zhou used this right away within their dynasty. They beat the Shang. They said that the Shang had become corrupt and that heaven had turned to them instead. This turned their conquest into something moral, not just we won, but we were chosen by a greater power, by God. That message made the rise feel legitimate to them and the people that followed them. A belief that held the dynasty together, and that belief held them to stay in power. By claiming heaven supported them, they made their rule seem fair and stable. They didn't need constant force or violence or fear. The mandate gave them leadership of moral approval. It helped people see them as rightful leaders, not just strong or capable or by force. What does this mandate tell them or say about their society? It shows that Zhou society viewed that power had to be earned. They had to find their way to be worthy of it. People believed disasters were signs of judgment, and if a king failed badly, rebellion was allowed. That belief created a kind of moral accountability that shaped how people viewed leadership. Why character mattered more than status within this mandate, this code? Because they believed that it even mattered more than bloodline. Heaven watched how rulers acted. If a king ruled with virtue, things stayed in balance. If not, order broke down. It wasn't enough to be born into power. You had to prove you deserve it. So, modern day, how does this philosophy still apply? It makes sense today. We expect leaders to earn trust, not just win. When they act unjustly, people respond. Whether it's elections or protests, we still believe leadership today should be based on character, not just status, not just inheritance, where you're what kind of family you came from, what royalty. It's just about how you are as a person. In a broader view, the purpose of creation. Why invent a belief like this? It's because people need meaning. The mandate of heaven helped explain success and failure, power and collapse. It gave people a way to understand the world and gave leaders a reason to rule with care. Thanks for listening. I hope this gave you a better understanding of how the Zhou didn't just rule by force. They ruled with their story, and that story still shapes how we think about leadership and power today.